Good Thursday, Anona, family and friends. Welcome to the devotion for today. We'll talk a little bit about being self-examined as we've come through Easter and as we get ready to live the afterlife, after Easter life, in which we need to be in connection with God. And sometimes I think we have a hard time working on it. I was recently doing some counseling with a couple that I'm going to marry in a couple months. And one of the things I talked about for a few minutes was asking them how they had prepared for their career, what training did they have, what do they like to do, what do they have to do to be good at it. And after that I said, what do you do to make sure your marriage works? And there was like a deer in the headlights kind of thing. And one of them said, well, gee, I really didn't want to have to work on my marriage. I just wanted that to come easy. And I think there's not anything in our life that comes without us working on it. If you're an athlete, you have to, even if you're a natural athlete, there's oftentimes you have to practice in order to get better. If you're a doctor, you certainly don't become a doctor by just thinking you would like to do that and maybe taking a few classes without actually doing the work. In many of our jobs, such as an airline pilot, would you want to fly with a pilot that has just talked about and read about flying a plane? Or do you want someone that has actually done it and been there and done it several times under supervision before they go out on their own? And yet it's interesting when it comes down to our faith and our partners, our marriage partners, we sometimes don't want to have to work on that. We want that to be easy. And oftentimes it is not. It's something we still continue to have to work on. It's not something that just comes to us because we would like for it to. I have a couple scriptures I want to share today. One is 2 Corinthians that says, examine yourselves to see if you are in the faith. Test yourselves. Don't you understand that Jesus Christ is in you? Unless, of course, you fail the test. And then also in Psalm 139, 23 through 24. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my thoughts. See if there is any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. If we want to grow in anything, if we want something to work to its best, we have to work on it. And we are going to start a series here at Anona called the Wesley Challenge. And it's some questions that Wesley developed for his groups as they would come into community with each other and ask these questions to see if they were growing, not just in the faith, but growing in the faith. So I hope if you're interested, you might take a look at the sermon series over the next several weeks. And our devotions each day over the next 3 weeks are going to focus on one of those questions. So I hope maybe you'll join us for the next several weeks. You can always come to Facebook. You don't have to have a Facebook page yourself. Just come to Facebook and look for the Anona Facebook page and follow along with those devotions. And I look forward to seeing you several times in the coming weeks with some of these thoughts about, are we growing in our faith? If you also remember, Jesus picked 12 disciples. He picked others to come into a community together. It's with this connection, when we are together, seeking one another and seeking God, that we come to a faith that is more meaningful and deeper and makes not only a difference in our lives, but the lives in others as well. So, what's your relationship with God? Do you want it to be something better? Do you not want to have to work on it? We always have to work on those things we want. And after all, our faith journey and our marriages are two of the most important journeys we will take in our life. Hope you have a good weekend, and I hope you will join us this Sunday online. Thanks. Bless you. Bye-bye.